Hello everybody, my name is TheSilverSpruce and welcome to the Stanley Parable. Let's play. The end is never the end is never the end. This is one of my favorite games. It came out in 2013, written by Crows and Davey Reedon. Love it.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
You bet he was.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
He was.
Stanley was happy.
I'm a conspiracy theorist, he was.
And then one day, something very peculiar
happened? Narrator.
Something that would forever change Stanley.
Really? I had no idea.
Something he would never quite forget.
I love this game. I like playing this game.
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Stanley Parable. What the
8.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Where am I? I just exited the game to menu. Welcome to the whiteboard ending. And I actually don't know what this is. I don't know.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm gonna go on the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
I don't care.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, let's stop by the employee lounge. Really good idea. Touch every single door handle just to annoy the narrator.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
That's what I'm saying.
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
That book. I want to see every little detail of this meeting room.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
That is
really
exactly what's happening. Yeah, that's what's happening. Coffee maker?
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
How dare you? I want to look at things. I want to touch things. I want a soda. Give me a soda.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
I'm staying in the room. Stay here for a little bit, see what's happening. See what's up with this jabroni. Okay. Are you gonna say anything, narrator? Omnipotent being above me, are you gonna say anything? Huh? Come on, tell me something. Tell me something I don't know. I'm not gonna in the hallway yet. I'm too scared. Okay, fine. I'll go in the hallway.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
I don't want to.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off of cargo lift, $5,000. I don't got that.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform
I'm in charge of my own
and
story,
plunged to his
narrator.
death.
I don't
Good
care
job,
what
Stanley.
you say.
Everyone thinks you are
Thank
very
you.
powerful.
I'm very glad. I am very powerful. Why am I always in a different room? This isn't a part of the Stanley Parable I remember. We went to the same room every single time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
That's what I'm doing. I'm stopping by the employee lounge just to admire it.
Wow. Yes. This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
Agreed. 1,000%. I'm just gonna stay here and click things until you say something again. Because honestly, I kind of want to hear you talk again.
Yes.
Oh
really,
my gosh, yes.
Really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Try to get up on this coffee table, Mr. Narrator. It's important. This is part of the plot, I tell you. This is a part of the plot.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
We'll go first open door.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
We're going down. We're having fun. We're going down today. We're going down to South Park, gonna have ourselves time. I wonder what's down here. What do you guys think?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
What if I don't want to go left? What if I want to go any other direction? It's so dark. Can I go? It is so dark, and I have like light shining in my face right now. Yeah, can I like? Okay, I need light.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake.
Oh, okay. We're gonna go to... Can I go this door? We're gonna go to the right.
No, not the right.
Okay.
Why would I have ever said it was to the right?
Okay.
What was I thinking?
Thank you, narrator.
It's clearly... Oh, dear. Would you hold on for a minute?
We're lost! I messed with the narrator enough. I have... If you're wondering why it's like there's some stuff I genuinely feel like I can't remember, it's because I don't remember a lot of this stuff.
Okay, yes.
So I'm just
I've
waiting.
got it now.
Okay,
This
cool.
story is absolutely, definitely this way.
What if I don't want to go that way? If I want to go through that door. Here we go. Car. This doesn't seem like the way to the story.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Okay.
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now.
Can I open my eyes now?
The whole
My eyes
story
are already
completely
open.
unusable.
Okay.
How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense,
Okay.
we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
We're restarting
And
the
this
game,
time,
guys.
Suppose we don't wander so far off track,
We're going
Okay, from the top.
back to the game. Okay, the end is never the end. We've reset. I don't think that was an official ending.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so I'm now finally back to like the main room.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere?
I don't think we have a story.
Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story.
Exactly. What are you asking
It
me
was
for?
right
I'm
here
the
just a
idiot.
minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure.
Oh.
Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Let's go this way. Maybe this way? Can we go 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 this way? There we go. Maybe a little bit over here. Maybe a little bit over here. Maybe we do this like maybe we do like this. Maybe we moonwalk ourselves all the way to the back. Maybe we go.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can
you
promise
talking
you
about?
there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
No.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over
Yes.
again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why
No,
not?
I'm having fun. I'm having fun, narrator. Can't you just ever let me have my fun? Okay, let's go.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What
could
could
it
this
mean?
mean? Yes,
Stanley
I know.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I hope there's no doors. You're such a killjoy, narrator. Oh, yes.
Okay,
no
yep,
doors.
it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
I'll check. I'll see if we missed anything. I think you're your big dummy dumb stupid face, and I hate you. But it could be that the story's back
I
this
knew
way.
we'd miss something. The story.
This is not
Here
the
it
story.
comes.
This is the
No,
anti-story.
wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other
Okay, we're
way and
retracing our
retrace our
steps.
steps.
We're retracing, everyone. Retracing. We're in a garage now. Oh.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building.
It did.
Is that correct? Do you remember,
Oh, my
Stanley?
door's gone.
Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
I won the
I know
Stanley
you put in a
Parable,
lot of
guys.
hard
We
work,
did it.
And it really paid off. So, good job.
Do I get my bonus now?
Oh, no.
Do I get a pay raise?
No, I don't feel right about this at all.
What do you mean?
We both know you didn't put in any actual work for
I
that
put in
win.
plenty of
Some
work.
people
I've
win fair and
talked
square,
for like...
and this was not one of those
I've
situations.
been recording for like 14
Okay?
minutes. I've at least
I'm
talked
getting
for 4 of
weirded
those
out by
minutes.
whatever this place is.
I like
don't
this
care
place.
what
This is my
might
new
happen this
home.
time. I have to restart.
Nope, this is gonna be worse. I promise you, it's gonna be worse. That was my house. I know you don't like it, but that was peak physical performance.
All right,
Oh, heck.
I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line.
Trademark.
How simple is that?
Just follow the line. I'm sure that the adventure is out here somewhere. And maybe if I just follow it, and maybe if I be a
You
good
see,
little boy.
the line knows where
they'll
the
let me
story
go
is.
home.
It's over in this direction.
This direction.
Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought.
The best
Wouldn't
part.
wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, Are we implying a
I looked
journey
around.
such that a destination
like
is
that. I
inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just
Okay.
stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your
yes.
subjective experience of this
Question mark.
office, is
Yes.
this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa.
I
Hang on.
zoned out.
That got a bit weird back there.
I'm
Well,
sorry,
I'd like
dude.
to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
Y-
You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Forgot about how great this music was. Stanley Parable Adventure music. I love it.
Cut the music. Go back and look at that fern.
Fern.
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
Okay.
Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss
Studying.
anything.
Studying. It's looking like a fern. For some reason, it sounds like gosh, I don't even remember his name, but let me tell you what, Vern, and doing sponsorships for Sprite.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right?
Yes,
The
the
story?
story.
Is any of this ringing a bell?
I do like how the line is trademarked and the Stanley Parable is not. Oh, we're back
Oh,
here.
no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to
Fired.
us? And after we trusted you, after everything
that
we've been
say?
through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Oh my god. You can't keep resetting me, man. Oh, the Stanley Parable
You know
Adventure.
what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
I
We're
know, right?
intelligent people, right?
We-
Why can't we make up our own story?
Exactly.
Something exciting, daring, mysterious.
Why don't we make it
Ooh,
Pokemon?
This all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
No, what direction? Oh, this direction. Cool. I'm
Now,
sure.
yes,
Yes.
this is exciting. Just me and Stanley
and the
forging a
narrator.
new path, a new story.
Being
Well, it
best
could be anything.
friends.
What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley,
I want
I'm
a ficus.
ready for it.
No, 2 ficuses.
Oh,
And a
no, not you
succulent.
again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role
Okay.
in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms.
Okay.
Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
I won't acknowledge. I mean, I'm following the line. Oh. The line got kind of violent. I'm following the line simply because this is the way I have to go.
Ah,
There we go.
a choice.
A choice.
We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
Yep.
How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact,
Left.
I believe I need a minute to think here.
Left.
Just walk in circles for a minute.
Oh,
Okay. So I know that
walking in
each
circles.
door has to lead somewhere.
Yeah.
Which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a
Yes.
reverse door that leads here.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that in turn means that our destination corresponds
Yes.
with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin.
Absolutely
So
what you're
starting from
saying.
the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going?
No idea.
And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all...
For a long time I
Determined?
die?
So now, according to the schedule, I
most
restart
important
again. Then what?
leave the
Am I
narrative.
just supposed to forget? Well, what if I
Yes.
don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing.
Yep.
Wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of
I've been
this?
playing the
Is it
confusion
really?
ending for 16
No,
minutes.
it can't be. I don't want it to be.
17
I don't
minutes.
want the game to keep restarting.
want it
I don't
either.
want to forget what's going on.
I don't want to
I
forget
don't want to be
either.
trapped
I
like
don't want
this.
you to
I
forget.
won't restart the
Okay,
game. I
you
won't do it.
reset.
I won't
Oh,
do
they
it.
go
I
both,
won't
both
do
doors
it.
go to the same place. Cool.
And the timer stopped? Does that mean did we
We
do
did
it?
it, narrator.
Did we break the cycle?
Did it, all-knowing narrator. We did
whatever
it.
it is that made this schedule.
Maybe?
How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something
I don't know,
happen?
this might just end like Lost.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind
Yep.
of story. Wouldn't you agree?
Where's the
I'm not quite
adventure
sure if we're
line?
in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life
Okay.
is about the journey and not the destination.
Narrator
So I hope
restarts,
that's
Stanley
where we are
displays
right
stories
now.
going
We'll find out, won't we?
anything resets our
Eventually.
sound.
Well,
60
in the
story
meantime,
follow
if
the line. Oh, okay. That was loud noises that I didn't like. I was just reading it and ignoring the narrator because he just annoyed me for some reason.
all of his co-workers were gone, what could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yep. My door's back. Oh, they're still open this time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Nope, I'm
he
going
entered.
the
This
right.
was not the correct way to the meeting room,
So is
and
this still
Stanley
a
knew
part
it
of the
perfectly
confusion
well.
ending?
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the
Probably
employee
not.
lounge first, just to admire it.
Okay.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so
Probably the fact
personally
that
to
they have-
Stanley?
that's not a
Its
ficus,
grace,
but it's a plant,
its
so it's
subtle
close to a
charm.
ficus.
No. Stanley knew it was something deeper, something darker.
I like the idea that there's a dark secret here.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room.
Yep.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight
Yep.
ahead to the opposite door,
That's
and
what
got
I'm
back
doing.
on track.
That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm 100% getting back on track. I'm not trying to screw your story over, Mr. Narrator Man. It's certainly not me.
Yet there was not a single
Tips for
person
not getting
here
fired.
either.
Talk less.
Feeling a wave of disbelief,
unbelievably
Stanley
amazing
decided to
work
go
all the time,
up to
every
his
day with no
boss's office,
expectation of
hoping he
promotion or
might find an answer there.
Also, let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive aggressively at other coworkers. Resent your coworkers for not supporting you more. These are all wonderful options. Using slides to assure employees that everything okay. Make sure your slide is a slick blue graphic headliner and throw some bevel on all the text. This will ensure a calm and everyone is unique. You most of all. Thank you. Thank you, game. I do pride myself on being unique. Next one. Next slide. Number of slides on the slide. Charts, slides, charts, and slides. I'm not a math guy, but I'd say that's a decent number that adds up to 100 correctly. Rate of which charts and slides depict the same information. That all looks correct. Rates of increase in graph slides. Please, no more charts. I'm begging. The boss appreciation moment. On your boss appreciation, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. And, boss appreciation specialist. Solving interpersonal conflict. Like yourself, more inclined to conflict, then that takes two people to start a fight. And right now, you're both of them. I am both of them. I'm always both of them. Mitosis, charts, plant life, talk radio, success, lunch, comatose. That's all. Okay, cool. That was all the slides. This is business.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned
The best part of
around
the game.
and got back on track.
Nope. I'm in the broom closet ending.
There was nothing here, No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
I'm on my mandatory break.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
You got a new app now
Are
that
you
lets you clock
really
out.
still in the broom closet?
Yeah.
Standing around doing nothing? Why?
Because I had a stroke.
Please offer me some explanation here.
I'm on my
I'm
break.
genuinely confused.
It's my 15-minute break, dude. I don't know what to tell you. I am currently.
You do
sitting in
realize
my
there's no
break.
choice or anything in here, right?
Yep.
If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
That welding wire? It's very low
Maybe
poly
to you
welding.
this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite."
Yep,
I hope your friends find this concerning.
they all do. In fact, I'm going to text my friends after this and go, "Hey, did you know I
Stanley
got
was
the
fat and
broom
ugly and
closet
really,
ending?"
really stupid. He probably only got
Listen.
the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is.
I-
That or with drug money. Also,
both.
Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
That is true. I am. But you didn't have to air
Well,
my
I've come
dirty
to a very
laundry
definite
out.
conclusion about what's going on right now.
Okay.
You're dead.
I'm on my lunch break. What?
You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a
Yeah.
physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens
Hey,
to
I
be
happen to be
nearby?
nearby.
The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological
That's a funny
vulnerabilities.
prank idea. I
It's
might do
indicative
that.
of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer,
I am another
making
human,
sure they
technically.
understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them.
Everything is lost on me,
All right,
narrator.
when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Okay.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on
Yep.
board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Not doing that. Fuck you. It is so dark.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours.
I
He
did.
might be fired for that.
I'm a
And in
coward.
such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy.
Yep.
And then something occurred to
Crazy. I was
Stanley.
crazy once.
Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
I'm crazy.
All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a
That's
single
really
moment
crazy to
for
think.
no reason at all. None of it made
That's
any
what an
logical
insane
sense.
person would do.
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Why?
Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too
Oh my gosh,
strange. This
might
can't be
the
real.
deepest ending of
And
the
at
Stanley
last,
Parable.
he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! he
Oh,
yelled.
that's good.
This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
My coworkers didn't leave.
And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons.
See, this is
I
where we
may as
know
well
this
enjoy
isn't
this
really
while I'm still
Stanley.
lucid. So
Because he
he
doesn't find his
imagined
job
himself
boring, he
flying
loves his
and began to
job.
gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
What is that question?
Why is there a voice in my head
Yeah.
dictating everything that I'm doing and
That's a
thinking?
real question.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility
I never
for
take
himself.
responsibility for
Stanley
myself.
is as awake
Just ask my
right now
friends.
as he's ever been in his life.
Yep.
Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to
I
Stanley.
am shook.
After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
I'm gonna wake up.
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one.
Let me wake up.
Let me wake up,
Wake up.
he thought to himself. I'm
Wake
through
up,
with this
Stanley.
dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue
See,
pushing
this
the
is real
buttons.
Stanley. I love
Please.
my buttons.
It's all I want.
I don't think there's anything
I want my
about it.
apartment and my wife
and
my job. All I want is my life exactly
Very
the way it's
touching.
always
I'm gonna
been.
wake up and I'm gonna be
My life is normal.
my life.
I am normal. Everything will be fine.
That's perfect. I'm gonna wake up.
I am okay.
I'm gonna wake up perfectly fine.
8.
I'm still in the office building.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
I'm real and I'm resetting the game. I mean, I know what happened.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then
Ow.
collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
That's not fair,
And
Stanley.
although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the
Wow.
strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like.
That's what
And in
Stanley
that
is,
moment,
crazy.
she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this,
Always kind of a
and in a certain
weird-
way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled
Weird
for that
ending
day.
for me.
The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her
Very
career,
weird.
and by extension, the rest of her life. She had
but I
no
do
time
like
for this,
it.
so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body,
me.
and then she
Staring
turned and
down.
ran.
Stanley. She's turning down and staring at me. I think that's where I'm going to end today's video. I hope you all enjoyed this office journey with me. I definitely am going to do a couple more parts of this series because I like playing this. And honestly, if you guys want to see it, I'll play the Ultra Deluxe Edition. You know, I haven't beaten the game. I played some of it with my family, but I should play some more of it. So if you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, do all the stuff. I do really hope you've enjoyed my content here. I plan to make more of it. I love making videos for you guys. I can't wait to see you all in the next video. Goodbye.